Whether you spend holiday nights gaming or all day decorating, whether your cooking is an absolute disaster or your festive feast is a real lifesaver. Whether you love hosting the big line or hide away when the guests begin to arrive, or whether you've sent gifts from a faraway place,
Merry Christmas, my darling.
or you're there to see the joy on their face. However you're Christmasing, Flo has got you covered.
Manger Noel is brought to you by Flo.
Hello and welcome, DBS family, to another episode of Manger Noel. I am your host, Anella, and we're here with today's Chef Amira. Thanks for coming, Chef Amira. We're thankful to have you.
No, thank you for coming to my home.
Definitely. So, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and what is it that you do?
Okay, I am Chef Amira. I am the food alchemist. I am a private chef and a healer that was based in Los Angeles, now living in St. Lucia. And I am here to bring my food and to bring my healing and to just enjoy the people and the culture of St. Lucia.
Oh, awesome. All right. So, I'm seeing a lot of different ingredients here. What are we going to be making today?
Okay, so since we're in the holidays, we're focusing on holiday food. Back in Los Angeles, I just would say, like soul food, we love our sweets. And one of my favorite sweets, or my client requested sweets, I would say would be my banana pudding. So I wanted to share that with you all because I have not found like sweet since I've been here. So I'm like, let me share some of my culture with you, the southern part. And yeah, banana pudding is so tasty. And there's so many bananas here, so I figured we just will go with that.
Yeah, it lines perfectly in with St. Lucia. We have such a big banana export industry, so
yes,
awesome.
Banana pudding.
I'm excited. I've never had banana pudding. Just have a question posing to the viewers. Have you ever had banana pudding, and what do you think about it? Is it one of your favorite recipes? All right, so we can get started. What's the first step to making the banana pudding?
The first step is actually going to be taking our condensed cream, and we're going to mix it with water. And generally, so we're going to mix it with the pudding. Now, so generally, I would make a custard.
Right.
But because it's Christmas time, I'm learning that y'all St. Lucians buy everything up early, so there's no eggs, and I need eggs for a custard.
Definitely.
And so guess what we do is we pivot. So I'm like, okay, we'll just do the easy route, which is the best way for you to be able to do at home anyway. And we're gonna work with like a boxed pudding, and that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna go ahead and make that, and it needs to set, and then we're gonna layer it up. And so I'm gonna grab our bananas that have been lovingly waiting over there in the basket.
They look lovely, I must say.
Yeah, they're
just patiently waiting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bring them over here. But yeah, we're going to get started on. Let me see here. We're gonna get started on. Grab our bananas. They say they want to be a part of the party. So let's bring them over here. Yes. Okay. And so what we're gonna do first is
It's gushing out.
It is, and this is a sweetened condensed milk. If you want, you can use regular milk, but that's boring.
Yeah, we gotta be fancy.
We gotta be fancy. Exactly.
I can tell you're a fancy woman.
I like extra, and that's what my clients, they like extra. So
I love the way it's just like pouring out and it's folding.
it is.
I
Look
really
at
like that
It
look.
is just so ready to be eaten. And so what I'm gonna do here, actually, I'm gonna pass this over to you if you can hold that.
Sure.
And I'm gonna grab us a spatula so I can get the rest of that out. Yes, and isn't it lovely? See,
It is.
so therapeutic. Great. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take it and I'm going to just
Scoop it out. Yeah, we can't keep any of that goodness.
Exactly.
out.
I want all of it. Give it to me, y'all. Okay, I think I'm good.
We're good? All right,
Yes, and
perfect.
I'm not trying to drip everywhere because in St. Lucia, these ants are definitely
They are.
part of
You
the
gotta
picture.
be
I'm learning.
pretty
I am
careful.
learning. Okay, so great. So what I'm gonna do is I'm turning this into milk. So I think that's about 1 cup, 2 cups. And so what I'm gonna do, let's do this. We're going to use our whisk.
Whisk it all up. You know, I learned how to make butter and whipped cream, so
Oh, really?
it's a little similar.
Okay.
Yeah, whipped cream. I didn't know how much butter whipped cream actually had inside of it, so it was pretty cool to just be mixing the milk and the butter together, and then suddenly there's whipped cream forming. So that was pretty
Exactly.
cool.
Well, I'm glad because we're gonna be making whipped cream as well. So look at that. I love it.
Oh, my favorite thing to do. That's exciting.
I always forget. I think it is.
Now, I have heard that when you make banana pudding, that banana that's almost gone bad, that's really black and it has that color to it. I heard that that's the best banana to use to make banana pudding.
No, it's not. So guess what? For that person, that could be true. For me, you're gonna want to use one that is not too ripe, just because once it sits in there, it's just gonna have this taste that really isn't appealing for a pudding. Now, for a banana bread, you definitely want to use ripe bananas, but because it's cold, you want something that is just literally hit, like that morning, it is ripe.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we're good with this right here. I'm gonna go with
The food
the
colour.
banana cream.
Okay.
Yes, we're gonna add this in here. And then once I add this in here, then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna adjust with our flavors. I'm not going to add anything. I have my rum that I'm gonna add, a few of the little essences.
Oh, so there's gonna be rum in this recipe as well.
Oh, this one, yes, exactly. I am in the St. Lucian spirit, and we're gonna put some rum in it.
Yeah.
Because our next recipe doesn't have anything in it, so you know, balance. See, I'm all about
Gonna balance it out, yeah.
Yes, and so basically, this is our pudding. We just want to make sure that we get that evenly in there. We don't want any clumps.
Yeah, if you're like a person you don't like rum cake, I guess this is like a good substitute. So you still have the rum in there, but it's a
And
little
I
different.
love rum cake. That is one of my absolute favorites. Where do
Yeah.
you get the best rum cake in St. Lucia?
The best rum cake, honestly, I don't want to say and offend anyone because
It's not opinion. It's your opinion.
everyone has their own favorite place. But I
Exactly.
definitely would say that Coco Love makes an excellent rum cake.
Coco Love.
Yes, Coco Love.
Okay, Coco Love. And where's Coco Love located?
Coco Love is located in Castries, in the Castries area.
Okay,
yes.
okay. Coco Love, I'm coming to taste this rum cake. Okay, so we're gonna taste this. We're just gonna see where it's at, because then, oh, this is for you too.
Okay.
You're in the kitchen with me. You are my sous chef. Okay, so that's nice. See that nice little flavor we have.
All right,
going.
I'm just gonna take this and run away with it.
And so we're good. So although it's like the banana flavor, that's why I got a banana flavor one, so it just really brought it out.
Yes.
I do want just a touch of almond extract. You want to smell that? Just a touch. Just
Yeah. Excellent.
like a capful is good in there. I'm gonna put some vanilla because I like it nice and rich.
Vanilla really does add that extra touch.
And real vanilla, not essence, real
Okay.
vanilla extract.
So you're
See how
putting
it's already starting to
essence.
dip?
Do
I
you
am.
add any spices at all to this recipe?
No, this doesn't need any spices. Now, if you want to add spices, you can add spices because at the end of the day, I'm giving you a frame, and you can go ahead and add to it what you want to do once you get in the kitchen. But as you see, it's already starting to thicken up.
It is. It is so quickly. Is it because of the pudding?
I just think I think it's more of a chemical compound thing. So that's great. So we're going to allow that to set. I see the bubbles. I'm gonna put this over here. What I'm gonna end up doing so that I can speed this up. Generally, you'll make your banana pudding and you'll want to put it in the fridge like overnight. So the
Ooh,
next day is
okay.
great. But we're gonna speed this up. So I'm gonna put this in
Yeah.
the freezer. Then we're gonna work on our whipped cream, and by then this should have set more.
Okay.
And then
Is that going to change the consistency at all, putting it in the freezer versus in the fridge overnight?
well, it's just gonna speed it up. So
Okay.
I am working, like my background, working in Hollywood. Like I get last minute calls from clients, and I've had to come up with things fast. And so I'm always thinking, okay, I can put this in the freezer, I can do this to make it faster. A lot of times, a recipe that might take a few hours, I don't have that long, and so I always have had to think of how can I still keep the flavor but cut down the process. And so
that's very professional and business oriented.
And that's
finding
why
that solution.
Chef Amira. And so this right here, we can see where that's at. And it's actually a really good consistency right now, but I'm going to, you see that? Ooh. Sexy. Yes.
You're funny.
So I'm going to add this in the freezer. I literally have made space for her right there.
Oh, she's got her perfect resting place for a little bit.
Let me bring you out. Okay, now put this in there because it's so warm here and things. Okay, so this is going to have to just sit out just for a moment. But I wanted it to be nice and cold, so when we whipped it, that it held its shape.
Consistency.
But what we're also going to do, so generally you use a hand mixer. Guess what? I don't have a hand mixer. And we're going to use a blender. You have to be very careful with a blender because it can turn into butter. But I have a method.
Okay.
We're gonna let this sit out just I think we need like
I want to see that
3
method.
minutes.
Yeah.
3 minutes, because I can feel this side is great. This side is just a little like frozen. So I'm just gonna let it sit out for a minute. And then we are going to put it in the blender, blend it up, mix my things with it. And generally how it is I'll say how most people do it is they will layer your pudding, you have your cookies. Usually we use Nilla wafers in the States. There's no Nilla wafers. I have looked since Thanksgiving. No Nilla wafers here.
Wow.
And so, so I have found shortbread cookies, and we're going to use that.
Okay, that can work. All right, at this point, guys, we're going to take a break, but don't run just yet. We're going to be right back.
Manger Noel is brought to you by Flow.
We may not be able to help you bake the perfect ham, but we can help you with the groceries to try again. Get free groceries from Flow when you sign up for a postpaid mobile bundle or high-speed broadband. Plus, get a chance to win the grand prize of $10,000. Sign up in-store or online at discoverflow.co today. Terms and conditions apply. However you're Christmasing, Flow's got you covered.
Manger Noel is brought to you by Flow.
So welcome back, everybody. Our whipped cream has melted just a bit to where we like it, right, Chef Amira?
It has, but I have changed my mind. We're going to go with a different direction, different order of operations, because I want our bananas ready when we fold in the cream, when we mix the cream and we fold it into the pudding.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, but it is exactly where we want it. We're going to put it in the refrigerator, let it set there. We're going to cut our bananas. Then we're going to whip our cream, and then we're going to fold it into the banana pudding, and then we're going to assemble.
So we're switching things up a little bit.
Yes, we are, and that's how the kitchen is. Even in life, you have to switch things up.
Yes.
So you go with the flow. So we're flowing a different direction. I'm glad you have that knife right there.
I'm ready to start chopping.
Yes, I am going to give you your bananas. And how I like my bananas, we're going to use this. Now, what I've also found here in St. Lucia versus the States is that the bananas don't oxidize as fast. I mean, they don't get brown. It takes a while. In the States, you have a few, like a minute. So what I would do, and if you're watching this and you're not in St. Lucia and you're like, I want to make this, you're probably going to want to get some lemon and squeeze it over your bananas. Or you can put some club soda. The sodium bicarbonate is going to help preserve them. But I think we're going to be good because we're moving very fast. And so I'm going to give you two. Okay. I think that's going to be enough because I'm looking at our cup. I think we're going to be good right there.
Okay.
See, we already have somebody who's trying to join the party. It's all good. And so what you want to do is you can, you literally can just pull this off.
Okay. We're not starting any chopping yet.
Yeah, so go ahead and just peel them. And you can peel both of them because you can cut it both together.
Yeah. What I have learned is I just put a little bit of that ant bait liquid at the side of my door, and after that, they just stop coming.
Okay, okay. Why are you holding out?
Yeah,
Why are you holding? I need to know this ant bait.
I would tell you, but they're not a sponsor. So.
Oh, I got it. Okay,
yeah.
you tell me after.
I will.
Tell me after. And so, yeah, I'm gonna wait for you to get the other one out.
Okay.
Put this away.
And the tip, is it fine if it's in there, or does it definitely have to
Oh,
be
we're
out?
taking that. You can cut.
Alright.
I mean, you can cut it off first. So what you can do actually is just, yeah, you can just cut that off for like, yeah. You just get once you get to it, you're gonna cut that off. So, however, I mean, I don't like big chunks of bananas. For me, I like my banana nice and thin. You see how that is?
Yeah,
Yeah, so it
very
should be-
thin.
Exactly. Not too thin, but just enough. Like, I just want just a bite, just the essence. Just like, wow, that great banana. Not a big chunk of banana.
I'm gonna be very focused
Yeah.
during this time.
Okay. Run away, banana. Come back here.
Yeah, what's your favorite thing about Christmas, about making Christmas desserts? I'm sure you have plenty.
I mean, for one, I'm a sweets girl. I do love sweets. And so and quite honestly, my clients, they love them as well. So generally on the holidays, I'm always cooking. I always have clients.
Yeah.
And so my favorite thing about Christmas desserts is eating them and even making them as well. For me, it's a very meditative process.
It's so
I love cooking.
soothing.
It is. It really, really is.
Especially when you have a lovely environment too. I think it's all about environment.
It is. That little end piece, since it's nice, it doesn't have anything dark. I'm going to go ahead and eat it. Taste out the banana. It's perfectly right. It's ready. Okay. And so these right here, we're going to put our bananas over here so that they are ready for us. Like, this is plenty of bananas for the size that we're making today.
I thought we were gonna like mash some of them up.
No, not at all.
Okay. Is there
if
some
somebody wants-
recipes that you do that?
If somebody wants to, they can do that. It just, for me, that would, the texture-wise,
Yeah.
it just wouldn't be sexy. Like, I'm just thinking, like, in my mouth, just
Of
texture-wise.
the sexiness, yeah.
It's not. So you just want, like, nice little pieces. And then people, if they decide they don't want, okay, sometimes people don't like to actually eat the banana. They can always move it to the side. If you have mashed it up, then somebody is forced to eat the banana. And I like to give people options.
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 It's banana pudding. If they don't like banana, then they should be kicked out of the
No,
party.
they should, like, hey, for one, I am very selective on how I eat, and I have always worked with selective people. So I like to give you options. Now, some things you just shouldn't eat it. But hey, if you don't like the banana, just move it to the side. But it's going in there. It's going in there.
Definitely. That's
Okay,
the
great.
one option that they
So
don't
this
have.
is great. So what I'm going to end up doing right now, actually, it's going to be good out because this is going to be very quick. Now we are going to, we have our whipped cream. And yeah, it's very, very,
It's thick.
it's thick and it's
Sexy.
It's sexy. Yes, it's sexy. So I'm moving this around because I can feel
A little bit of clumps there. yeah.
exactly. So I was just moving this around. I'm going to go ahead and cut off this corner. And we're gonna have to go over to our handy dandy blender so that we can get this blended up. Actually, you know what? Hold on. No, we don't. I will have to go over here, but in the meantime,
Bring it.
we can bring this over here, and let me see how much we're gonna need for that cup. So yeah, this is. Okay, we'll use about half of that. I think that's more than enough.
Definitely.
Actually, just a little bit more. That's good. That's good right there. Like, just a little bit more. So that's good. I'm gonna put this up, and you know, you want to sweeten this. What I'm gonna do, because I didn't get any icing sugar or powdered sugar, I'm gonna blend it up, and then I have some simple syrup that I will
Add into it.
I'll add into it, and quite honestly, in just a little bit, because with the pudding, it already is sweet. So once we mix it together, it really is gonna be the perfect balance. And so we're gonna take this over to my Beast blender, and
you would know when to stop. Although I'm not like seeing that it's very transparent, so it's a little hard to tell. Because the number one thing we want to avoid is making butter.
Yes, let me, still not. Okay, this is taking longer than it did last night. Let me see. Okay, you're taking your time. Okay. I'm gonna try this. Okay, so you hear how I just sound?
I heard that little sound.
Exactly.
That's how you
When
know
it
it's
speeds up,
perfect.
exactly.
There it is.
Yes.
It's perfect.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. So when you hear, like, as soon as you hear that, it's like it's letting you know that the liquid's not there, and it's the blade is going very fast.
It's a wonderful
So that's why
technique.
having all of our senses in the kitchen, the smell, the sound, like listening, all of those things. And so,
Like an ASMR.
so what we're going to do, actually, I'm not even going to add any. Oh, yeah, see? That's what I'm talking.
It's thick. It's very thick.
It is thick. So we're going to get another bowl because I'm not going to need all of that. And I'm actually going to use that for something tomorrow.
Ooh.
So, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take.
And is this something that you would see on the table in the South for
Like when it's
Christmas?
the dessert table? Oh yes.
Yes.
We would have some sweet potato pie, and the sweet potatoes, they're different here. They're garnet yams, they're like more orange, they are sweet, they're so good. And then you would have, I mean, some people would do pumpkin pie, but we're not really pumpkin pie people. Peach cobbler, most certainly.
Peach cobbler, of course.
What
yes.
else would there be? I mean, maybe probably like pecan pie. But this between the sweet potato pie, peach cobbler, and banana pudding, like those are like the top 3 requested desserts of any of my clients, and I would say anybody's house you're going to. We always want to know, where's the sweet potato pie?
Yeah.
Where is the peach cobbler? And where is the banana pudding? And who made it? Who made it? Okay, great. So now that we have this here, what I'm gonna do.
Who made it? We know Chef Amira made it.
So we know it's good. That's what we do know it's good. Okay, great. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to fold in, and everyone doesn't do it this way. Some people, they'll start to layer up the pudding with this. Do as you will, but I can guarantee you this is how it should be done. This is the best, this is really the best way it tastes. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut in, let's look, about the reason I didn't pour it all in there is because you can always add in, but you can't take out.
Yeah,
And so I'd
exactly.
rather be safe, add in a little bit at a time.
Better safe than sorry. Yeah.
Oh yes. Yeah, I took this.
I love the texture and the
Yes.
color as well.
I went to a Friendsgiving and I took this, and they were like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Oh, you like, huh?" And so yeah, so this is amazing texture right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean off our tasting spoons.
So we can see how that is tasting. I don't know about
Exactly.
you guys, but just making this banana bread, all the smells, the aroma, this is making me want to have a Southern Christmas this Christmas.
Man, maybe
Christmas is this week, but maybe I could like take a flight or something. I'm thinking. I know you guys are too, so we should all hop on the plane together. Let me get a try. Wow. I thought tasting this was good, but after tasting this, I know.
And then actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me wash this again because I want you to taste it by itself so that you can see, you can taste the difference that it makes when you add in.
I definitely remember
whipped
because
cream.
this was beautiful.
There you go.
All right.
So you see the difference? Or like, even tell me, I know my difference, but you tell me like what difference do you see and what do you prefer?
I get that lighter taste from this one, and this one is more, I don't want to say creamy, but more, you can
It's dense.
feel the texture, yeah.
Yeah.
You can feel the texture. But this just makes it way more light, so you get that flavor, as well as that really warm and creamy, welcoming texture, so.
That's exactly why I did. That's why I make. So generally, like I said, usually it's done just by using that. But after a while, I was like, it's just very dense, and I could only have a few bites. This right here, you just feel
And there's
the whole
also,
thing.
there's a little clumpy, like you get these little not chunks, but.
Oh, that's because also we rushed the process versus just letting it sit, so it like really started to congeal. And quite honestly, it's a box, so I can't tell you what's in the box. But, okay, great. So we have this on, like, this is perfection right here. I'm actually gonna I'm gonna put the rest of this in here. Because it's just sitting there. And then we're going to start our layering process.
Okay. So it's gonna be banana.
Well, pudding.
Mixture, pudding.
We have our cookie over here. I usually use vanilla wafer. And another thing that I also use are Pepperidge Farm cookies. They're called Chessmen. They're like really good shortbread cookies. They don't have them. So we're using like the next best thing that I have found that's gonna work for us.
Awesome. I hope you guys are enjoying this episode. This will be our final episode of Magie Noel this year, but I'm just letting you know, next year is going to be bigger and better. We're not stopping here. Thank you guys for tuning in and staying locked in. All right, so we're going to give that another little whisk.
We are. We're gonna give it another whisk. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this over here. I'll put that up later. This is done.
It's looking very good. I really want to see what that layering process is going to look like. And what
We are. We're gonna cut because.
And also, how does the bounty rum come into play? I'm
We're
curious.
we're gonna add it in now. Now that I've tasted where we're at, I'm gonna add in our bounty. Yeah, it's like about 1/4 of a cup that I added in there. So let me see where we're at, if I need to sweeten it up. I'm happy because I did want it a little bit, I wanted a little bit more movement in it.
Yeah.
And that definitely gave it the movement. Okay, now you can taste what the bounty does.
It really gives it that spirit of
Doesn't
St.
it?
Lucia. It does. It just added another touch to the
did. It's just
flavor.
like-
It's multidimensional.
Yes, my motto is if you're not dancing to the food is not good, and you definitely will dance to this. So, okay, actually before we layer up, we're gonna do this a fancy way. We're gonna do, we'll do small controllable bags. And generally you will also have whipped cream at the top. Today we're not doing that. We're gonna freestyle. So here, you're gonna hold
You
this.
can also put bananas on the top as
You
well.
can, we're
like-
going to, but usually would have the whipped, like, you would have, like, on top, you would have the whipped cream.
Yeah, I could imagine that.
But I
Definitely.
already mixed it in here, so we're not having that for today. And so
Okay.
this is what I'm gonna have you do is you're gonna fill this over so that top part does not get dirty. And I'm gonna get the correct spoon for us.
There's a lot of techniques in this recipe, I must say.
Well, this is, quite honestly, okay, so let me just show the audience. Most of you guys are not gonna do all this. I like to be fancy, so I'm doing this. You're gonna want a dish like this right here. And so in this dish, you would want to put in, okay, you're gonna put your pudding mixture, and then you're gonna put your cookies, and then you're gonna put your bananas, and then you're gonna put your pudding, then you're gonna put your cookies, and you're gonna put your bananas, and you're gonna keep layering it up until you get to the top, and then you'll have your whipped cream on the top. That's generally, you'll have a dish like this, you put it in the refrigerator, next day, you put it out on the table, and everybody eats it. It's all gone. There is nothing left. So if you want something specifically for you, you make you a small container to the side. It's going to be gone, and nothing will be left. So, we're gonna do it in these cute glasses over here. I didn't have the right container that I wanted, but I'm like, I have a wine glass, and this is how I like to prepare things. I like things in cute little, like, bite-sized presentation. And I want something that looks nice for all of you to give you a little bit of idea. And I have a very special topping that we're going to put on here.
Okay,
It's
it's a surprise.
It is a surprise. Okay, great. So let me give you, come over here, because you're going to do yours.
Right, I'm very curious to see where we're gonna go with this.
Okay, that looks about right. And so when you take this, I'm gonna get the air up out of here. Over and there. Okay.
Ooh.
And so I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with that. Give me just a minute. Let me fill mine up.
Just look at the texture. If you can see more clearly as it's in the bag, you can see how smooth that texture is.
You want it nice and smooth. Let's see here. Okay, that looks like that's more than enough. Get all my air out. Okay. So now, generally I have piping bag, like professional piping bags for this.
Right.
But I'm not sure where they are. Let me look at this corner. Now what we're gonna do is, because this corner is, I can already see what mess is gonna happen. So we're going to just, I see exactly how we're gonna do this right here. Aha, we'll do this corner. Okay. So we're going to bring this over here to the corner. And so you're gonna have to, it's gonna take precision now. I'll start first and I'm gonna show you how we're gonna do this.
Alrighty.
So what I'm gonna do with these cookies.
Show me how it's done, chef.
Yes, I'm gonna start with these cookies, and what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna cut them in half so that it's easier to work with in this cup. If we were using the other container, we can keep them whole, but we're using this cup, so we're going to, okay. They don't have to be perfect because you eat them, you're not even gonna see that. Okay, yes. Okay, hold on, get back over here. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. Clearly these scissors are not very good.
Wow. It's layered up nice like a mountain.
Yes, and then I'm gonna drop this cookie in there. I'm gonna toss some bananas on top of that. Alrighty then. Then I'm going to put another layer. You see I'm working carefully because I want to keep this cut. I'm going to preserve it and make it look pretty as well. And so what I'm going to do, and now I'm going to, ooh yes, come right in there. I see I can drop 2 in here. I'm going to drop some more. Yep, just, I'm going to hold that for you. So I'll go ahead. You want to do it in the middle so that you don't get the sides of the cup. Yes, okay.
You didn't know I had skills, chef.
Yes, I see you have skills. I'm going to have to get, you can be my sous chef. Probably want to put just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Just a touch. Yes. And then, you know, you do kind of bring your, okay, just gonna go ahead and put your cookie in there. And this, I'm gonna put another layer.
Add those lovely bananas.
Yes.
I like doing it this way compared to doing it in the bowl because it gives it that fun experience and that fancy touch.
Yeah, I like fancy bougie things.
I'm just gonna cover it all up and bury the banana so you can't even see it.
Yes, and so I'm going to put.
So normally, do you do things like this?
I do. I would use small cups. I have, like I've done them for like say events, or I would use 4-ounce mason jars, like small mason jars, and I would put them in there. But I do this a lot. That's why we're doing it now, because I do this a lot. I am known for like cute, bite-size things for events. Okay, and I think this is like a good. Right, you need. I'll do one more, and then.
So this would be a perfect recipe for like a Christmas brunch kind of thing.
I think this would be perfect for a brunch. And so I'm gonna cover this up, and this is gonna be my last go round. Oh shoot! See, look at that. I moved it to the side. But it's all right. I know
all right.
I know how to clean it up. Okay, so. I'm going to take this and clean the side of this.
This is fun, really. It's kind of like a craft project.
It is, but it's an edible one. And so this little part on here, we're gonna put this.
Because it has that bounty in it, I can't say for kids,
I
but
mean, you don't, but you can leave it without. I mean, it still will taste amazing.
yeah,
My children love banana
this
pudding.
is a fun thing for kids to do and to make.
Yes, and so what we're gonna do. Okay, you'll cover the top of yours, and I'll show you what we're gonna do for the top.
Just make sure I get it all out because I don't want to leave any of that goodness out of there.
Yeah, squeeze it. Mine is done.
Okay,
Have some of these
I
crumbs.
believe. Oops. That's the fun of it. That's the fun of it.
Yes.
So I believe I'm done.
Okay, you're done. And you
Gladly.
Drop that in here.
I didn't get any droplets out.
Okay, what you can do is you'll
rinse
take
my
your cup
hands
gently
shortly.
and you'll tamp it down so that it's nice and even, so that we can do our we can put our garnish on. Well, we're not gonna do one garnish and then we're gonna let it sit, and then when we finish it off, just tamp it lightly. Oh, that works too. There you go. So you find your rhythm.
And looking at this, you're not gonna know that there's cookies. You're not gonna know that there's bananas in here. You're just gonna see it and be like, what is this mystery dessert?
Okay, we'll go ahead and add your crumble topping.
What would you say is the most popular dessert in Hollywood? Maybe not only for Christmas.
I mean,
but just-
Hollywood, they don't eat, so.
You're right.
I mean, there's a lot of them. I mean, what they do eat, there's restrictions because they're on camera. The camera puts weight on you, so, I would say, so if I'm just gonna go by my clients and who I've had, so holidays, I mean, I gave you the top 3. Peach cobbler, banana pudding, sweet potato pie, always. Like those are always from all of my different clients that I would cook for. I'm trying to think who really loved, like Damson Idris. That was their favorite. That's their most requested. I don't think, maybe somebody might have asked for a pecan pie or something like an apple crisp or something, but these are always in rotation. And when it comes into what I've grown up on and what I love, these are what I love as well. Okay, so great. So now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna clean that off, but we're going to, we're gonna put these in the the freezer so that they set, because I don't really have room in my fridge like that. So
It looks similar to a cheesecake.
it does.
The color and
it
the
most
texture.
certainly does. So we've got that. Okay, so now we're gonna reset. Put this in the fridge.
All right, so now we have made our banana pudding and we're gonna leave that to set. We're gonna be right back with you guys soon.
Manger Noel is brought to you by Flow.
Whether you spend holiday nights gaming or all day decorating, whether your cooking is an absolute disaster, or your festive feast is a real lifesaver. Whether you love hosting the big line or hide away when the guests begin to arrive, or whether you've sent gifts from a faraway place,
Merry Christmas, my darling.
or you're there to see the joy on their face. However you're Christmasing, Flow has got you covered.
Manger Noel is brought to you by Flow.
Welcome back, guys. We're back here with me, your host Anella, and Chef Amira on this episode of Manger Noel. So right now we are getting prepared to make our drink that we're gonna be doing. Chef Amira, what do we have lined up right here for us?
And so these are, some of them are adaptogenic herbs, but these right here are all of nature's beauty. So really a hibiscus, so it's a sorrel. So I know that generally it's either going to be plain or you're going to also have it with like rum or, with alcohol. So for my clients and even for myself as well, there's just, as much as I do like to drink, there's times where I listen to my body. I don't need any alcohol, but I want like the effects. Like I want to like that just kind of like lightly buzz, like really relaxed feeling.
Yeah.
You don't have to drink alcohol to get that. You can actually have it in herbs. And so literally these herbs, they're either like euphoric, sedatives, like great for your nervous system, like all of them work for that. And also I have some elderberry in here that actually is just good for your immune system, because if you are drinking and if you are even putting in excess amount of sugar into your body, it's going to break down your immune system. So I like to balance that out.
Yes, definitely. We have a lot of herbs lined up here. Is it possible for you to just explain to us what herbs that you have?
Yes.
And what does it add to the recipe?
Yeah, I'll give you just like a brief, like this is what it does. So we have elderberry. Elderberry is an antiviral. So that's just going, like right now, everybody's been getting a little sick. You definitely want to be having elderberry daily. And I also like the flavor of it. So I put it in here first and foremost because it boosts the immune system too. The flavor. And so next we're going to have Schisandra berry. Now Schisandra berry is amazing because at one point in time back in Japan it was only reserved for the geishas. Only the geishas could have it. Why? Because not only is it great for your nervous system and it relaxes you, it also is an aphrodisiac. So it was only reserved for the geishas. Only royalty could have these things. Next is going to be valerian root. Valerian root is a mild sedative. Like it really will relax you. Like if you're feeling tense, if you are stressed out, if you have anxiety, like valerian root is going to literally calm you. And that's what this does as well. It really gives you like the effect that when you drink alcohol without being drunk, but really like how your body feels. You're like, okay, all my cares are gone. That is what valerian root does. And next we have passion flower. Passion flower is it's a nervine. It's great for the nervous system. And it also is calming. All of these herbs are just really calming and relaxing. So it really gives you that effect that alcohol
And where would
does.
you get this valerian flower? Is it possible to source it here, or do you import
You know what?
them?
I'm not sure. Like these are herbs that I've gotten. I guess you could say they're imported. And I'm sure there are some local herbs. I love a lot of the local herbs. I just didn't have any right now. So we're working with what I have here. But next is going to be, let's see here. Oh, okay. So this is, passion flower. I went over that. Okay, so next is kava kava. Now this kava kava is very special. Why? Because it is from Fiji. And when I tell you, like they do a whole ceremony with this kava. Literally, they go through and they pass around like a gourd. It's a whole ceremony that they go through. And everybody drinks off the gourd, and it definitely relaxes you. I actually was there because we were shooting the show for Netflix with one of my clients. And everybody thought they were going to get high off of it, but that was not how it was. That's not how it works. But it definitely made you like super duper calm. Like it makes you very, very calm. And like Lily being from Fiji, it tastes different than the kava that I bought from other places, and it feels different. This right here is cinnamon.
Yeah, I mean, I have tried, I think it's called a cranium. Do you know about that one?
I'm not sure about that one.
It's similar to kava, but I had it at the kava bar, and it was kind of, you know how they have the different drinks there, and I had that. I don't know if it was cranium, something similar to kava, if you know what I'm talking about.
I'm not sure, but nature provides us with so many different herbs that really just help us if we're looking to calm ourselves, or if we're looking for more energy, like a coffee. Because coffee, depending upon who's making the coffee, it's really not good for the body. So we have our cinnamon. Cinnamon is great. I mean, even if you mix Ceylon cinnamon with honey, it's really great for cholesterol, for high blood pressure. It's so many things. But for right now, this cinnamon is going to be used to flavor. Next, right here, we have got, let me see here. Let me remember what we have. Oh, this right here is mugwort. So mugwort, quite honestly, it's so many different things that mugwort does. It's really great for the womb. And this is not just for ladies, it's for men as well. But since we're on what it does, this is great for ladies. Mugwort is great for you. It's also really good, so you might have some dreams. Like this one right here, it might produce some dreams because mugwort is a herb. Like if you're looking to kind of tap into your dreams or you want to dream, like mugwort is one that I use. And it is a mild sedative as well. Next, we've got some more flavorings. And the bay leaf is great for you as well. Like it's really great for the nervous system. All I did was just focus on the nervous system because usually when people are looking to drink, they want to relax. And that means your nervous system is overstimulated. And so that's what I focused on. But we've got our bay leaves. Those are from here. We have orange peel. I didn't have any oranges. And so I just used orange peel to give it just a hint of a citrus. This is also lemon peel, citrus as well. And it's good for vitamin C. And then we have our hibiscus. I didn't see any sorrel, so I'm using hibiscus that I brought in. I believe this hibiscus is from Mexico. Next, we have holy basil, which is another great nervous system herb. It's a nervine. It is really great at relaxing the body and to give you a slight, not really euphoric. That's not a euphoric one. Next to it, we have... What do we have? Oh, lemon balm. Yes, lemon balm. That's another one.
I've heard of lemon balm.
Yeah, lemon balm for the nervous system. That is really, really good as well. And then these tea bags, these are some of my favorite tea bags that I use. Mango passion fruit from Stash. And so that's just going to add a little bit of flavor in there. And actually it has rose hips. It has a lot of the herbs that are already in here. But I really love the flavor that it's going to bring together. And then last, we have to talk about these flowers. Oh, no, we have two. I'm going to save the flowers for last. These right here are hops. So if you think of beer, they use hops for beer, so that, how beer, it relaxes you. But we don't want the gut. I know it's Big Belly season, but I think that, pretty soon where they say abs are made in the winter. So we can just cut back on a little bit of the alcohol, and we can still have the effect of this. This will help. But hops is really great at relaxing you. It's amazing to relax you, especially anybody who has problems. Like if you have problem going to sleep, this whole drink right here is really, really good for you.
And I've heard in Mexico and the Spanish countries, they use their hibiscus and they call it a fresca drink.
It's Jamaica. I'm used. I'm from LA, so it's very much Jamaica, and it's pretty much the same thing as sorrel, just from Mexico.
All right, awesome.
And then we have Blue Lotus. Now, Blue Lotus, they use these in ancient Egypt, but this right here, it does produce a slightly euphoric, and not if you have I'm going to be hallucinating. No, really oh my gosh, I'm really, really relaxed. And so,
And I love that you have this drink here because sorrel is such a Christmas staple here in St. Lucia. These flowers only bloom around this time. I've heard that they also bloom earlier in the year, that there's 2 seasons, but most of us know sorrel to only be done around the Christmas season. So it's wonderful that you're doing us here and doing that little twisted.
I got some sorrel I think in October. I saw it. I happened to go to the market, Cashries, and I saw 3 bags, and I'm like, I'll take them all because I knew that they said the season is going to be in December.
Rare,
so
yes.
yeah, I'm happy. Yes, we can go ahead and do this. And for anybody, who's looking, sometimes you don't want to drink, but you want the effects of the drink. This right here
This
is
is
great.
it.
This is it.
Okay, well, without further ado, we don't want to hold you guys back too long. We should get started, Chef.
We can. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pluck off this because I'm going to toss all of this in the pot. If you want to take those off.
Sure.
Yes, we're going to. And then we're going to make sure that our water is hot because I don't have any roots in here. So, so valerian root, but I'm not going to count that. It's just that one that's in there, and I don't need like a full dose from it. But generally, these are leaves. You only need to steep them like 10 to 14 minutes. So you'll boil, you'll add your stuff in there. Usually I let it boil just for like another 5 minutes. I turn it off and I let it steep for 10 to 15 minutes. A root, you want to be able to pull out the medicine that's in there. So a root, you might want to boil for about an hour. But because what I'm going to do is it's going to be enough for us to taste it, but I actually am going to let it go just a little bit longer, like once we're finished with this segment. So it's just a little bit stronger.
All right.
Yes. So let's see. Oh, I think I'm hearing something over in the pot.
I'm hearing some bubbling. Boom, boom,
I'm
boom,
hearing
boom, boom.
something in the pot. It's okay. Yeah, we are. Yeah, so that is exactly how I want it. We're just gonna literally drop all of this. Already smelling it. Let me get us out as soon so I can do a little stir. Oh yeah. So you can smell it. You definitely smell like the sorrel-esque, but you smell there's a little something more. It's a little bit more medicinal.
I'm just taking a look at your seasonings here.
Oh, yes.
Umami.
My seasonings is fire, honey. Let me tell you. If
They
it's not
definitely
seasoned, I
are.
didn't make it. That's my whole motto. If it's not seasoned, I did not make it. I layer flavors. I make sure the food is well seasoned. Even when it's clean, I use zest. I use lots of fresh ingredients, lots
Yeah.
of herbs.
And I know Louisiana, they have their Cajun seasoning, that staple Louisiana flavor. You use that at all?
You know, I do, and I mean, there's different kinds, but yes, I do use occasion. Like, I like it, just like a nice little kick to it.
Yeah, and it's
I like-
southern, so.
Like spicy, sweet, heat, citrus, boom, flavor explosion in your mouth. That's how we do it.
All right. So we're just gonna let that boil for a little
Yes,
while?
we're gonna let this boil. Let me see here. Let's look at our time. What's our time at? We'll let this boil for like 5 minutes. And then we'll let it steep. Just like sit there and just allow all of the essence and all of the goodness to come out. And also with herbs, like, so we know what they do. We're in the kitchen right now in this segment. This is the segment for us. But generally when I'm working with herbs, and I'm also an herbalist. When it comes into herbs, they work on the physical body, but also just as we are animated, we have a spirit, so do the herbs as well. And so when you do a meditation with it, you really connect to the spirit of the herb, and that's like really where the work is done. Because when anything, the body, even if you're super tired or you have whatever is going on in the body before it even gets to the physical body, it actually is either in the mental body or either the emotional body. And when you attack it that way, and that right there is how the body heals. So.
Okay, awesome. So all these herbs have been doing their thing and they've been boiling for a little bit. Approximately how long, Chef?
Like 5 minutes, and I just remember something. We need to let it steep for like.
That's fine. We can let it steep.
But
That's
yeah, so
awesome.
we need to let it steep because it needs like now. Okay, so let it boil for about 5 minutes. Turn it off. Now we're just gonna let it steep. Basically, let it marinate. You know, like you put your tea bag in there. So all of the essence, all of the goodness, all of the properties are going to come out. But we'll see what it looks like. Ooh, yes, instant facial. Yes. And so, I'm not sure if you smell that. I mean, it smells really good to me.
It does.
So it's like nature's sorrel. This is gonna be so good. I can already smell it.
It will be.
So I will sweeten this with, generally I like to sweeten with honey or agave. I don't have either right now, so I'm just gonna use a sugar.
Okay. So we're gonna let that steep for about how long?
For like about 10 minutes. I'm gonna let this steep.
All right.
I'm gonna put the lid on because I don't want all the lovely, like the essence to leave.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
All right. Perfect. DBS family, sit tight. Get everyone, ready. And we're gonna be right back to see how everything comes together.
Manger Noel is brought to you by Flow.
We may not be able to help you bake the perfect ham, but we can help you with the groceries to try again. Get free groceries from Flow when you sign up for a postpaid mobile bundle or high-speed broadband. Plus, get a chance to win the grand prize of $10,000. Sign up in-store or online at discoverflow.co today. Terms and conditions apply. However you're Christmasing, Flow's got you covered.
Manger Noel is brought to you by Flow.
Welcome back, DBS family. We are back, and now is the very exciting time because we are going to be tasting this delicious banana pudding that Chef Amira has put together for us. Chef, I'm really excited to taste that texture and all what we put together because it was honestly extremely fun to put together. It was like a craft show.
Oh, that's great. So that all of that energy that you felt went all into the banana pudding, so you're gonna be able to eat that.
Awesome. Yeah. Let's get started.
Yes. Let me see which one was mine. It's this one, I can tell, because Oh, yes. And hold on a minute. I have a surprise for you. I told you.
Oh, yes, you did tell me about the surprise topping. I thought you forgot.
I did not forget. So, I'm going to put a little bit of gold leaf on it.
Ooh, a little bit of edible gold.
We are. Most
we are going fancy. We are
going fancy, darling. So, let me put a little bit on. Ooh, air. I will follow you. Give you a little bit more.
And does this have any taste at all? Or is it just...
No taste at all. And what I am going to do, just as far as for presentation purposes, we're not going to eat this flour. It is an edible flour, but because of the taste, the flavor profile doesn't really go. But just for as far as presentation purposes, okay, the moisture here is really having this stick.
It looks beautiful and expensive, I must say.
Well, we're beautiful. My energy is expensive. How about your energy?
It's very expensive.
There we go. Hey. You know what? Little bitty friend. Move. Oh, a little piece of gold has escaped. We're going to leave it there. Okay, we're going to,
Just look at
for
the
presentation
layers.
purposes,
And
just
the
because
heights.
I always use edible flowers, but they are not as easy to come by here as they are in the States. So,
All flowers should be edible.
they should be, but they're not. Some of them kill, some of them eat bugs. So,
Oh, yeah, like
that is
the.
fine. Usually you want to use it.
Like the Venus spider trap.
Exactly. Right. There we go. So generally I would use my tongue, my tweezers, but they're not right here, so my fingers work just fine. And they're nice and clean. So here is our dessert.
Awesome. It looks very beautiful. Just look at the presentation. Look at the flowers in there.
Yes. Okay, so let me get you a spoon.
All right. So right now we're going to head into tasting.
Okay. And here is the banana pudding.
As you have so lovely presented.
Yes, and I got a spoon for you as well, so that you can try. So you can't leave the cameraman out.
No, we cannot. So are we going to just dive in right here? Or?
Yeah, let's just dive in. And here's also, I'm going to preface that it should sit overnight because you want the cookies to become soft. It needs time to absorb the liquid. So, it might not be as soft as you want right now, but it's still going to be good.
Awesome.
I can tell it needs another.
Absolutely delicious. This is absolutely to die for. I must say. And I don't know, but to me, it's very similar to cheesecake. I'm tasting kind of like a banana cheesecake, but there's no cheese in there. So there's probably texture-wise. But it is very delicious, and you're getting.
It is giving cheesecake. I can see how you can say that. It definitely has just the richness, but it's much lighter. It's not as dense as a cheesecake. But yeah.
Definitely. Well, thank you, Chef Amira, for putting this lovely banana pudding together. But we won't stop there. We're gonna head in to see how our drink, and what do you call this drink that you have made?
We're gonna call this a we're gonna call this, when we come back from break, we're gonna talk about what we're gonna call it.
All right, perfect. Well, we're gonna see you when we are tasting our drink.
Manger Noel is brought to you by Flow.
Whether you spend holiday nights gaming or all day decorating, whether your cooking is an absolute disaster or your festive feast is a real lifesaver, whether you love hosting the big line or hide away when the guests begin to arrive, or whether you've sent gifts from a faraway place,
Merry Christmas, my darling.
or you're there to see the joy on their face. However you're Christmasing, Flow has got you covered.
Manger Noel is brought to you by Flow.
There we have it. We have sipped our drink for about 10 minutes, haven't we?
Yeah, about 10 minutes. See, smell this. Just
That
smell this
aroma.
Right here. Yes.
You can smell all the individual herbs. It's crazy.
Yes, it is great. So yeah, so now those have steeped. I'm really just gonna ask you to stir this around one more time. And I'm going to strain. Well, thank you. Yes, that would be perfect. I'm gonna make this in like 2 batches.
Right.
And luckily with some of these herbs, actually this batch right here, it won't be as strong, but I can put some more water over these herbs and boil them again and get another batch out.
Yeah. So do you add any water when you make this drink, or do you just leave it as boiled?
I mean, it depends upon the taste. We'll see how the taste is. Usually I add a little bit more water, so it's potent. So we're going to taste. I'm going to taste first. I'm going to see where it's at, and then I'm going to allow my sous chef to come in here and you can taste.
All right.
And so, like I said, I don't have any honey. Like honey would be ideal, agave, and so I'm going to just use some brown sugar. Well, I'll say the most natural form of sugar that I can find out here.
And the color is so rich and dark.
Exactly. So we have the berries. That's from of course, the hibiscus. That's also from the Schisandra berry and also from the elderberry.
Yes, because in St. Lucia, some people say if the soil is see-through, I don't want it.
You know what? Yeah, that means it's too, as I say, it's too light-skinned. It don't have enough flavor. So let me just see where we're at.
The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice, and we do have some berries in there. So
yes, there are. You can still
really
see like
dark
bits and
berries.
pieces of like the herbs that are in here. Yeah, I can smell the valerian root. I can smell all of the herbs too. Oh, I could tell this is about to make me feel good. I'm gonna add a little bit more sugar because we're gonna add it over ice and it's gonna dilute it. And I'm gonna add some more to this anyway. So let's see here. The sugar is sticky. Okay, so let me.
all right, let's give that another go, and you let me know.
I like a little bit. I can taste a little bit of the tartness. I can taste the Schisandra berry in here. I can taste the lemon peel. Like, for me, it's lovely and it's balanced. You know what? The sugar actually made it just almost slightly, just a little bitter. So what I'm gonna do is the beautiful thing about adjusting. I want less sugar in there. I'm gonna add just a little bit of this to balance out.
It's all about trying, testing, adding
Exactly,
more.
'cause I
Especially when
didn't-
you're not working with measurements.
Yeah, I didn't, yeah, and I've used this before, but because I'm here, I added a few extra things that were coming to me. So, let's see where we're at now. And then we're gonna put this over some ice. By the time we all have our cup, I really should be feeling really good. Okay, that's better. It's not too sweet. It's like perfectly sweet. And so to really get the effects, actually I'm gonna wait to say that. I'm gonna wait till I'm over there.
Right. To really get the effects.
Yes. Okay. Let me grab a ladle. So to really get the effect of this drink, you're really gonna need, honestly, more than 1 cup. I would say you probably would need, I mean, depending upon your body, 10 ounces. I'm gonna say more like 20 ounces or something, which should do it. It also depends if you had a heavy meal, like you're not gonna feel it as much, you know, allow those things. If you haven't been eating all day and you drink this, oh, you're gonna be feeling very good. It's gonna go straight to your system.
And are you gonna be feeling to want to go to sleep or?
No, I can tell you, I'm already starting to feel it. Like, I can feel it hitting my head right now. I feel actually just super relaxed. Like, I feel like I just had a shot. I'm starting to feel it because I haven't really eaten. I just had that. That's like I said, depending upon so it's hitting my system immediately.
Yes, and me as well. So we'll see.
Okay,
you guys
we're gonna see. Yes.
We're gonna do this little experiment, and you guys are gonna see.
Yes.
The effects
So we'll have to,
of
so we'll have
this
to
drink.
drink it. We'll sit, and then you'll tell me like how you feel.
All right.
Alrighty then. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes.
This is very, very rich, full of flavor, I must say, Chef.
Well, you have tons of herbs in there, so it's not just like sugar and sorrel. You know, you got a lot of different herbs that are beckoning for your attention.
Yes, and this is very different. This is not usually what we see here. It's just very similar as well. I don't want to put that down, but it is different because it's a different hibiscus flower than sorrel.
Yes, sorrel, hibiscus, for one, is you're not going to have it fresh. It's always going to be dried. And so that's how it is. And then the sorrel here, like I've gotten it, it's fresh. And I'm sure you have it dried as well, but it's fresh. Very similar, like they're cousins.
Okay, all right. So this is tasting lovely.
So this is, so think like really, this is really medicine. Like, so if you understand, like herbs really are medicine. So like, but this is a very good tasting medicine, you know?
Yes, and I'm already starting to feel the effects, I must say. It's strange.
I tell you, like, you're like, okay, it's just like, you're like, okay, I'm feeling like.
But you can't really explain how you're feeling.
It's not drunk, but it is, but that's also the sense of euphoria. So like that what you're feeling is a bit of euphoria.
All right, so definitely this is one of the recipes to try. We had the banana pudding, which was excellent, I must say. Now I might add it to my list of my favorite desserts, definitely. So you guys definitely should try it. And also, you should definitely check out Chef Amira's business and support. Also, this drink as well, it's a bit different to what we're used to, so definitely go out there and be experimental this Christmas. Chef, do you have anything you want to say?
Well, yeah, so if you're like, oh my goodness, okay, Chef Amira, you made that. Like, how do I get in contact with you? What are you doing? You're going to go to Instagram at Chef Amira, ChefAmeera. Send me a message. I have a community. You can join my community. I have other recipes that are really great. You're looking to balance your nervous system. You're looking to have hormonal issues. And if you just want some really good food to eat, it's all in my community. So I look forward to seeing you there. And yeah, make sure you message me and say hey.
Chef Amira, thank you so much for being on our show and closing us off on this wonderful season of Manger Noel. It has been delicious and extravagant, and this recipe that you have made has just added to that elegance.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It was my pleasure to share one of my favorite holiday recipes with you and the audience.
Well, there you have it. This is actually our last episode of Manger Noel this season, but don't worry, there's more to come next year. I would just like to tell you guys thank you for staying locked in and tuned in to DBS, the #1 television broadcasting station in St. Lucia. And we would also like to wish you a Merry Christmas
and a Happy New Year.
Manger Noel is brought to you by Flow.
Whether you spend holiday nights gaming or all day decorating, whether your cooking is an absolute disaster, your festive feast is a real lifesaver. Whether you love hosting the big line or hide away when the guests begin to arrive, or whether you've sent gifts from a faraway place,
Merry Christmas, my darling.
or you're there to see the joy on their face. However you're Christmasing, Flo has got you covered.